some of the grants that they were gonna use was in jeopardy because of that information. They ended up doing another community-wide survey, and they found that the results were inaccurate, that their low to moderate income levels were literally much higher. And I expect those same numbers to hold true in Lubec. So what's going to happen is I've been working with Jen Peters from the Sunrise County Economic Council, and Judy East is part of it, the Washington County Council of Government. We're going to be sending out a letter to Lubec residents, and basically when the survey takers come to your door, we want you to know that this is a legitimate survey. The information requested is real simple. How many people in your house, and then you have an income level. You're either above or below it. And we're hoping that the residents of Lubec will take a time to go through the survey, fill it out, and then we'll compile the information and try to get a determination as to what the true LMI income levels are for the town.
And they're not going to go to everybody's house, correct? It's a random sampling?
It's a random sampling.
So if they don't come to your house, it's not that it doesn't mean anything, it just means that they put it in a computer and spits out a certain amount of people that they go to, and they're given addresses, so.
And from respect to that is on that, if you are sampled and someone does come to your home, you're not signing anything.
No?
So there is anonymity in that respect once the surveyors left.
Yes.
Is there a target date?
We are hoping to start training the survey takers as early as the 9th, possibly sometimes the 16th.
And finish by the end of November?
And try to finish by the end of November, early December, depending on when we can get started.
How many households do we have to do altogether?
Last number I heard was going to be around 300. So it's going to be a fair amount. It's going to take some time. The survey takers will come in. They'll be offered a training, just to try to give them some idea what they're doing, where they're going, how the locations were picked, and really give them a little bit of information so if some of the households that they go to ask questions, you know, they're going to be knowledgeable and be able to respond. So hopefully that'll put the homeowners at ease.
Did you want to,
John, are they gonna have ID from the town?
Yeah, we're going to make up a tag.
Okay.
Renee
Good question.
has made those up before, and what it is it'll just have Tom Lubec and then a picture of the individual on it, so people will know that this is somebody from the town and not a random person.
So as we broadcast this around the townspeople, should anybody have any questions about this person coming to the door, they can call the town office.
They can call the town office.
That he's authorized.
and that's why we're sending the letters out too.
And we keep it on the town site, so we can also link that.
That was.
Yeah. Yep.
So, all right, so we've already done the next one. So audit from the CDBG. Terry Ann Holden came this week, and John and I met with her, and she sent John a letter. And
during this past year, we worked with 2 CDBG grants. One was a grant for $25,000 to help us with the marina project. We worked with Carol Dennison and her company, Down East Charter Boat. It was a micro enterprise grant. We partnered that with other sources of funds to do the project. And the other CDBG grant was a public facilities grant for $300,000, and we used that to finance the sand salt shed. As part of the audit, Terry comes in, she asks us questions as to how the money was expended. Did it go through the warrant system? You know, what checks and balances did we have in place? Were the invoices reviewed before they were paid? And as a result of the audit, you know, she informed us she found no issues and that everything was done properly.
good.
We had income surveys that we had to do to make sure the employees were getting Davis-Bacon wages. So I had to go out and do interviews with the employees, find out, you know, were they getting the rates that as promised. And this was all stuff that we had to do because we were dealing with federal money. So I think it's a pat on the back of the staff. Randy, as usual, did a great job. And you know, the fact I think that the audit came came out looking really well, you know, I think that will look good for us if we ever go and apply for funds again. They know that it's being, you know, we're doing what we're supposed to do, we're giving them the results we promised, and it's being expended the right way.
So while Terry was here, we inquired on going forward with a new micro enterprise grant for some of the businesses in the town. And I think that we can get up to $150,000, of course, that's the upper limit, spread out in any different, amount, 10,000, 25,000, I think the most is 50. So what we're looking for is businesses in the town who qualify as low to moderate income. They have to be 5 or less employees, and the owner, one of which has to be the owner of the company. And it can be either an LLC, a corporation, it can be a DBA, it can be a fisherman, someone on Water Street, someone not on Water Street. But the main criteria is that if you're awarded the grant, and it's sponsored through the town of Lubec, so we need to have a letter of intent from people that qualify here, because it goes out the first Friday in January, and they start to review who they're considering, and you have to have a business plan.
Mhm.
So it's a grant because it becomes a grant after after 5 years. Let's say they give you $10,000 and you use it properly and you keep your business open for 5 years. Then you are forgiven the money. If you get the grant for $10,000 and you close your business after 2 years, then you will owe them the percentage of the years you didn't stay open. So let's say you would owe them $6,000 on a $10,000 grant. So it's a very good program, and it's not any one particular area. Anybody in business in the town of Lubec can approach the town. The town has to submit it as a collective grant, and it goes through the same application process that I did a few years back, and Terry Ann's very helpful in what you need done. But the main criterion is you have to have a good plan, and it's to encourage businesses to stay here for 5 years, and to be able to grow and be part of our community. So this is our first, she was very helpful with us when she came. So I'm hoping that maybe.
Existing businesses apply?
Yes.
Yes, existing
long as it's
businesses,
low to
and there are
moderate
actually two parts to a micro enterprise grant, which there would be the one that involves the facade of the building itself to improve its looks and help. And then there's a second one that you can use for business itself. So, and if anybody needs more information, I'll be glad to download the criterion and help people out with that. Mike?
Good. Who, will the select board administer and will the select board review the business plans?
What I believe we'll do is, the Economic Development Committee will probably help. I don't know how you wanna do that. Do you want,
You know, my
to answer
recommendation.
your question, I think, let's say we get 15 people interested with a letter of intent. I think that along with what they're planning on doing over those 5 years, the business plan would be vital, but I'm not sure whether the town of Lubec is qualified to determine if Plan A is better than Plan C. So we might want to get Ruth Cash Smith to come help us look at those business
That
plans
was
before
where
we
my
make the
question
final
was going,
determination
exactly.
as to who we present to
Exactly.
them.
Because the viability and the longevity of that program will be based on if you have any flaws in your
And-
ability to determine a good business.
That is
plan,
a
and it
very,
fails.
that's a very
So-
good point. I think maybe we should get an expert to come and spend an hour with us to review them once they've been submitted. So we should come up actually with a cutoff date for us so that we can, there's gonna be 2 rounds of the Department of Economic and Community Development reviewing this proposals from the towns. And I believe she mentioned there was 700,000 altogether in that program. Now, there used to be a downtown revitalization grant, and they are actually meeting tonight in Augusta on that, whether I don't think it's gonna be going forward, it's not gonna be funded. So this is the only way we can actually get some help with our economic development in small businesses in the town. And it doesn't mean that a fisherman can't apply either for traps or whatever, as long as they have a good business plan. It's not just a business in downtown.
Yeah.
So I think we should probably have a cutoff date so that we can review this, and then what I was saying was they're gonna review the first Friday of January and the first Friday of February, but she said you wanna get it in the first Friday of
Friday,
January, because they might have picked all their people by the first Friday in February. So I'd say, December, shall we come up with a date? We should come up with a date. I'm
Is
sorry.
it for profit and not for profit, or
For
profit
He
only?
asked that question, and they're looking for businesses for profit. But they will look at nonprofit, but from what I gathered, they were really looking for the small, low to moderate income business owner who just can't get ahead. They have 5 or less employees, and they own their business, and they want to do something to improve not only themselves, but the town. That's kind of how I wrote the one I got.
Can Selectmen do it?
What do you mean?
Why not?
Low to moderate, you know.
Well, you
low
just
to
have to
moderate
recuse
income.
yourself.
Yeah.
So anyway, why don't we look at a calendar and come up with some
Right now,
time?
the 23rd, we have a select meeting that night, so that's the target date, December.
Well, that would be when we would actually finish making a decision for the first Friday in January.
Hmm?
So I'm saying it would have to be before then.
So it'd
I
have to
think
be
they
like
get
the
4
ninth,
weeks.
The 9th, there's another select
I
meeting.
think that we should have the 9th,
December the ninth.
and that way, we can narrow it down and maybe meet with Cashman, but it wouldn't be in an open meeting, because we'd give her a chance to review them.
Yeah, right. Maybe she could help make a recommendation.
Maybe she could go, we could get her to look at the
I mean, that's the thing with November 9th too, it would give us some time to, publicize what we're doing, that we are soliciting,
Yeah.
for proposals.
Now, John had suggested that we put an ad in the paper so that everybody is fairly, so when is the next time the Quanti Tides comes out? And will you have a little bit of this in? I know it was a little confusing, my explanation, but do you need any more information on it yourself, or?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. What, 2 weeks, the next,
Because it comes out this Friday, right?
do we have time to get it in?
Next Friday.
Next Friday? Yeah, we just came out last Friday, didn't we? I don't know.
We're in a 3-week cycle right now.
You're in a 3-week cycle?
2nd and,
Oh.
it's the 2nd,
Oh.
4th Friday, it's not every other Friday,
okay.
right? Am I
Yeah.
right? So, it's gonna come out when then, John, I'm sorry?
13th,
Friday in a week.
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Let's come in then. And then, why don't we,
Excuse me.
well, why don't we make it December 15th then? Because, at the very latest, because, I mean, you have to give them 4 weeks, don't we? You want to do December 9th?
Well, that would coincide with the, selectmen's meeting.
Okay, we
Are
will
we on
do
the
that.
9th? I was down at the second.
Second?
16th.
Okay.
The 9th would be.
December?
development.
Should December out.
Alright,
Oh,
so
Either
what's
second,
going on?
then the 16th.
second and
No, he's
16th?
got Selectmen's on the
Let me look at
second,
this.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got second, 16, and
and
Saturday,
then the
16.
16th.
Okay, so the 16th then.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
I
So
just
they have to
looked
be
at it,
in by
it
4 o'clock.
No,
4
they're
o'clock
saying now
on the
the second
15th.
and the,
4 o'clock on the 15th.
second and the 16th.
And then we will,
Those are wrong.
see what we can do about how the pre-meeting, is to see if we can get her to
He's got,
help us look.
he's got
What,
on his calendar,
well, I don't know. It's every other Wednesday.
Today's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
4th,
yeah, we got 3 meetings in
then we're going to the
December.
18th, and we skip the 25th.
oh, this is incorrect.
Well, somebody did it wrong.
Yeah,
That's what we got, it was handed out last week,
no,
week?
Yeah.
2 or 3 weeks ago.
Wanna take a look at it?
Yeah, it's incorrect.
heaven forbid you looked at the calendar. I had gone to my calendar and gone every other Wednesday for the rest of, at least the next 2 years. Minus a month.
Okay. Can I take it?
Sorry,
I'll give it-
that was incorrect.
Can I take it? We'll get it fixed.
Yeah, sure.
Tony, you read the calendar right, but the calendar was wrong. But actually, it comes out better because it's the 16th, and that gives them a
Well,
little
when
more
it was
time.
from calculated daylight savings time when it was drawn up, that's all.
Oh, all right, enough of that. Where are we now? Maine Coastal Community. John, well, actually, I did want to say one thing about this, and then you can say the good news. Our new harbor master and shellfish warden Julie Keene called numerous people in both Augusta and elsewhere to try to get help with our mooring fields, and she got calls back, and also John got called back from, this is the company, Maine Coastal
Maine
Community,
Coastal
who
Community.
helped us with our,
For the marina
they
project.
came up with the money that we needed for the marina project.
Uh,
So, you can say
I
the
had
good
a
news.
discussion with a gentleman named Matt Nixon. We discussed the mooring field. As people are aware, we have a moratorium now that is out. And what we're looking to do is we're looking to map our mooring fields, so we know where the moorings are and who is where. We're looking at a plan by Pembroke where they were able to set up a grid system on their mooring field. Some of the cost estimates that we have were anywhere between $5,000 and $12,000. I had a discussion with Matt Nixon, and he is with Maine Coastal Community. They are offering $5,000 for phase one, and what he is recommending is if we get into mapping the mooring field and we find we're gonna go over, then he's recommending in April, we apply for the additional amount under phase two. But after talking with Judy East, she was one of the individuals who was working with Pembroke, and apparently, not only did they do the mooring field, they did ordinance updates, they did a bunch of work with their mooring area.
And we don't need that.
Right, she seemed to think that 5,000 would be adequate.
And also, we need to pick the mooring fields that are the most important. You know, the ones where, that are potentially gonna get crowded, which I would say, right in front of the boat landing, maybe Globe Cove,
Yeah.
because over, you know,
So
and.
do we need to vote on this, or?
We do need to vote to
Okay.
accept the money.
Oh, I would,
Yes,
so,
because I'm gonna-
I would vote that we accept this money.
I'm gonna have to,
Second.
Thank you.
I love it.
Well, we have to do something with the money, so we have to, you
But no,
know,
this looks
Yeah,
like a
okay.
very good plan and a worthwhile plan.
it is
Fits
for
in
us.
nicely
yes.
with the moratorium, so.
Absolutely.
so,
And thank you, Julie. You did a lot of work on
Yeah,
this.
she is doing a stellar job.
She is, really.
She's
No, we haven't voted yet, we're just
unbelievable.
doing
Yeah.
accolades here.
Any further discussion?
I need a motion.
we
for
have a
information.
motion from Rachel to
Oh,
accept
do I
and a
second?
second from Joanne.
Oh, okay, all in favor?
Okay.
We have to keep track of
No-brainer.
that. Okay, thank you for giving the final money. Discuss snow blower, oh, right, finally, Dylan's thing on the agenda is done. Are we getting a snow blower? Are we getting a snow blower?